Will there be haze this year in Southeast Asia? That question is expected to be answered at the Singapore Dialogue on Sustainable World Resources tomorrow. The Singapore Institute of International Affairs is organising the dialogue and will provide the risk assessment. Chairman of the think tank, Associate Professor Simon Tay, joins us now. So could you just give us a little bit of a heads up? Are we going to be seeing haze this year? And perhaps you can share with us as well about the haze research findings of the SIIA.
Well, I think in a troubled world, we have relatively good news, Otelli, that it's unlikely that there will be severe haze. I say unlikely because it won't be as bad as 97, 98, or even 2019 when Singapore skies were completely dark. But there is a risk. Last year, we actually gave this a green light. We normally say it's either green, amber, or red. And last year, we said it was green and we had no haze. This year, while weather is quite good, we think there is a bit of a danger, and it's largely because of the global circumstances.
Right, so there might be some haze, but not that severe or terrible. But there has been a surge in agricultural commodity prices, of course, caused by the Russian-Ukraine war. And I'm wondering if this will, result in increased land clearing and birding, and that in turn will have an impact on the haze.
That's exactly right, Otelli. It's not the policies of Indonesia. The Indonesian government, Jokowi, can really sign off that his efforts against the fires and haze, which have going on for decades, his efforts are really a landmark, a legacy that as he closes off his presidency, he can be quite proud of. I hope that they will continue this year. However, the global market spike in prices, if those are sustained and palm oil already hit record highs, if those continue, then there will be a lot of pressure and incentive to replant, expand plantations. Now, this itself is not bad. I mean, you've got to meet global demand, and Indonesia is a huge producer. But if it's done unsustainably, illegally, using fires, clearing a land which has a little title, this will be the danger, that if it's done unsustainably.
And I mean, obviously, haze issues, we've been talking about it for so long. Indonesia, Malaysia and Singapore, they've been in dialogue since 1997. Just walk us through, what's the progress so far? And that's number one. And number two, what more needs to be done?
Well, I think there is a significant progress. You're right. I've been watching this individually since 97, 98, when I was a young NMP. And I would tell you that the process has gotten better between the countries, ASEAN as a whole, but really by Indonesia. The linkage to global climate change has also become very real, creating much more incentive to get things done, to get this problem sorted out. So it's no longer a local issue only, it's also a global issue. But Otelli, this problem has not really been cured. It's been managed better. And like all management, unless there are continued efforts, unless there's vigilance, I think this is where the danger will creep in. The other problem is that while we have given much more attention to what the big companies are doing, and the big companies are generally behaving better now regarding sustainably and against fire, there are a lot of smallholders and medium-sized companies, and they collectively can cause a significant problem if the fires do spread. You must remember that globally, it's getting hotter. Fires are spreading in California. Indonesia has done a remarkable job, but it's against the tide, so to speak, that the world is actually becoming more prone to fire.
Right. And I mean, when it comes to Singapore, what do you think should be our role in terms of encouraging and galvanizing the region, to work towards being haze-free, if that's even possible?
Well, that's why we're having the dialogue tomorrow. We don't have plantations in Singapore, obviously, but we have many of the companies that have the plantations or that buy and sell, that trade in this important commodity of palm oil, but also of pulp and paper. And these two sectors in the agriculture and forestry sectors have been really implicated in past years of bad fire. We have to recognize that there are some good companies and they should have priority and even incentives to expand their business, to get financing at good terms, to be people we buy from, because palm oil, pulp and paper are very necessary products in the modern world today. However, we need to also make sure that our financing, purchasing can tilt to use environmental and other criteria to knock out the bad companies and stop buying from them so they won't be rewarded for their misdeeds.
Well, I sure hope you have a robust discussion at your dialogue tomorrow. Associate Professor Simon Tay, Chairman of the Singapore Institute of
Thank you,
International
Kelly.
Affairs. Thanks for your time.